All right, so when you log into Voces, this is what the table of contents looks like. Anything that has an apple on it is stuff that the kids cannot see. So to change that up, you go to that little world there and you go to the pencil, and that's the Voces editor. And you wait. And so then you can go through, and like I've got, the only thing I have for my Spanish 1 classes that they can see is just chapter 1. And in chapter 1, I've got all the introductory, explanatory stuff, but I don't want them to be able to do the activities until I assign them. I don't want to be able to watch the videos or do the panorama or interviews. I really don't want them to be able to do anything until I tell them that it's time. They still can see the vocab list. They can see their work summary. I like to go ahead and assign the speaking assignment at the beginning of the chapter, and that way they've got the whole chapter to work on it. So if they know right off after we get the vocab list how to answer the questions, they can go ahead and do it. Or if they want to wait until the night before it's due, then they can do it that way too. So either way, but I like to hide pretty much everything from Spanish 1. Now in Spanish 2, 3, I would probably not be so picky because they know a little bit better what they're doing and what they're capable of, and they understand that sometimes they need to wait on an explanation. But in Spanish 1, they don't really understand that. They just see a bunch of stuff and they want to knock it out. And if they do that before they know what they're doing, then that doesn't work out very well. Now, if you go to switch class, this is my teacher menu right now. So you can go to switch class, and I can change for each of my classes. All my Spanish 1 classes are set the same way. They're set to mirror the teacher menu. But Spanish 3, I've got set differently. And, well, I thought I did. Let's see. Okay, no, I don't. But I can say, match teacher menu. That means it's going to match mine. Or I can say, okay, this is always visible. They can see all of these chapters. The little eyeball means that they can see it. So it is different than mine. Yeah, and you always want to hit save when you're done messing with stuff. So that is how you mess with what they can actually see on theirs. And again, keep in mind, whatever there's an apple next to on here is stuff they cannot see. So if you've got the whole chapter with an apple, they can't see any of that, which I like. And then when you're assigning things, like, let's see, I've already assigned most of this stuff. Let's say I want to assign this right here. So I want to assign goal. To do that, you go to the little star, and I always look at it ahead of time. If it's something that's open-ended, I'll say they can have as many chances to answer that as they want. If it's multiple choice, I'll typically give them 2 chances. That way that gives them, if they accidentally left one blank or did something stupid, they can still go back and fix it. But I don't want them to have unlimited chances because they tend to just make guesses until they get them all right and they won't even watch the video. So anyways, assign page. And on the calendar view, this is new this year, so I'm still getting kind of used to it, but you can see I've got a ton of assignments on there. But you say create a new assignment. If it's the page you're on, you click on current page. I always specify a day, and I always specify a time. But when I was first starting out, I didn't always do that. I would put no deadline on a lot of stuff just because it was one less thing to do. So, but if you want to put that in there, you say specific date, and then you can change it. Like, let's say I want to do that on Wednesday. And this is something that's really not user-friendly right now. I hope they change it soon. But I put 3:55 p.m. because that's when the school day's over and that's my last class. And I hit apply and then use selected date. And you can change it to hard deadline if you don't want them to be able to submit it after that. But we have so many absences that I just leave it a soft deadline, and then I take care of if it's late or not. So use selected date. This is where you can do the submission limit. This was open-ended, so I just leave it blank. They can do it however many times. If it's a true quiz, you might just give them once. Definitely tests. I always give them one chance. Prevent leaving, I really only use that if it's a test. My quizzes, I really don't even, I kind of act like those are just practice for the test. So I really don't even take those all that seriously. So I really only use that if it's a test, and that works perfectly. Apply timer. I think that's new. So I haven't used this one yet, but I'll probably use it for tests, or maybe if there's something that I really want them to get done in the first 10 minutes of class, then I'll do that. I really like this require 100%. I just use that for the obvious stuff, like the alphabet. They should get that 100% on that. When we're learning verbs, that's so important that I'll probably require 100% on that. And that way, it will not come off of their to-do list until they get 100%. So I like that. I'm not going to do that for this one. But then you just hit finish selecting additional options, and then you can pick specific students if you want to, which is really nice if you have a kid who was absent the day of the test. That's pretty much when I use it. But typically I'll hit full class for my 2 classes and then finish selecting, and then it's got the little information there, create assignment. Now here's the thing that's a pain in the butt that I hope they change soon. So I have 2 Spanish 1 classes. One is over at 11:35, one's over at 3:55. So 3:55 is when I want my 4th block class to be able to be finished, but my 2nd block class needs to be done at 11:35. So I have to click on that, click edit assignment, and then change the time just for this class. So it's 1-2, edit class specific details, change the due date, and then change it to 11:35. And that all depends on how picky you're feeling like you want to be. You know, I'm not sure that I will always have enough time to go back and do this for every single assignment. And I'm hoping that's one of the things that they'll change soon. So I did that. You do have to make sure and hit apply again there, and then save edit. So the assigning things is really kind of crappy as far as changing that up. But you can see I did that for all my classes last week, and it went really, really well. I was able, with my 2nd block, we didn't get to that greetings vocab video, so I moved it to the next day, but I was able to leave 4th block. And I'm planning ahead, and these that take 2 days are where I said I want to assign it on the 20th, but as long as I have it by the 21st, we're good. So there are lots of things you can do with it, which is great. It's just not super user-friendly at the moment. So that's it. That's how you do assignments.